My name is John Davis and I'm the Dean of Wells Cathedral in Somerset.
My name is Becky Clark.
I'm Sandy Nairn and I've come from St Paul's Cathedral in London where I chair the Fabric Committee.
Yeah, I'm Chris Dallaston and I'm Dean of Peterborough.
My name is Rogers Governor and I drove to the cathedral. I live locally.
How have you found it so far?
Excellent, lots of really good input. There's a man over there who's just moving behind the camera. He's raised all the money for this and he's an absolute gem.
So, first impressions walking in the cathedral when you came in today, what did you think?
I think it looks absolutely fantastic set up like this.
So to start off, what do you feel is most important to discuss during our time at this conference?
Well, one of the things I think is particularly important is to think about how works of art can play their part within cathedrals.
And I'd just like to ask, what's your purpose for being here today?
Well, as Dean of one of the 42 English cathedrals, we're here to try and learn from each other and build on best practice and network together and find ways of making sure that our great cathedrals are part of the really vibrant part of our contemporary society, as well as being great historical places and places that, iconic buildings. They've got to be places where people come.
Conference today, is there any speakers in particular who you're excited to see?
I'm very excited by the conference and I'm looking forward to a number of talks, not least the talk by Father Michael Lepsley. He's come all the way from Africa, he's talking about peace and justice. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what he has to say to the cathedrals here today.
First off, would you like to introduce yourself?
Well, yes, I would. My name's Anthony O'Connor and I'm the Director of Fundraising and Development here at Manchester Cathedral. I'm also the Conference Director and helped bring this event forward and
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
What do you feel is important to discuss during our time at this conference?
Well, I think like any organisation, the way you get through it together is teamwork, isn't it?
Yeah.
We all try to work as a team. And we're in an institution here that's 2,000 years old, and trying to get my colleagues and people to see where we're all coming from our different perspectives is a very good way forward, I think.
Do you believe this conference will be successful in meeting its goals?
I think it's already achieved a number of its goals already. We brought nearly 500 people together from across the Church of England and other cathedrals. We've given people an opportunity to actually understand and hear from other colleagues, and also to get a real clear view of where the church sees itself in the next 10, 15, 20 years.
How do you think that Manchester and the UK in general can work towards uniting and creating a better connected and friendlier local community?
That's a very good question. Look, I think we all have to act at a local level. I was talking in my speech earlier on about the decent majority, and I think most people care about the places they live. Yeah. Most people care about their elderly neighbours and will want to make a contribution. And I think that's really important that people make that grassroots contribution at the lowest level. But also I think in national government, and those of us who are mayors and members of parliament, we also have a responsibility to support initiatives that bring people together. Our political debate is fractured, it's quite aggressive. I think all of us have an absolute responsibility to think about what it is that we're saying, what we're trying to do, and behave in a responsible way, and hopefully that was the message I conveyed this morning. Cathedrals have got an important role to play in supporting the communities that they sit within. I said in my speech earlier on that at a local level, people who serve in cathedrals do an incredibly important job, whether that is the kind of sort of practical support that comes through some of the work I've seen around food banks, or whether it is in terms of the advice and the sort of spiritual support that's provided. Yes, I think cathedrals and the people who work in them have got a huge important role to play in society today and in the future.
Thank you.
What would you like to take away from this experience?
Well, I hope that we'll go away encouraged by the fact that cathedrals have got a really kind of a creative and dynamic future ahead of them, and that they'll play a part not only in the spiritual life of the nation, but also in the wider cultural life, and playing a part in bringing social cohesion and hope for the people of this country.
Is there any particular topics which you would like to see brought up during this week? Things that you might like to see the cathedrals focus on changing going into the future?
Oh yeah, I'd like to see the cathedrals talking about young people and how we can engage with young people, people like yourself, college students, university students, younger than that, school kids. And also I'd like to see what the cathedrals are doing in terms of environmental issues.
What do you think of the renovations that they've done, like the organ and the gold leaf that they've put on all of the rails?
I think because this building, when it became a cathedral, it went from being a collegiate church to a cathedral, and so much work was done to it then to make it an impressive building suitable for Manchester as this brilliant city. To have this modern set of interventions that grow that and make it even more of an impressive building is really exciting, and then it's worthy of Manchester.
What would you like people to take away from this conference?
I'd love people to take away a great feel of Manchester, the people here, a very vibrant, youthful city with fantastic liberal values, and I'd probably to say, well, take away a great visit to the second city in this country. Yeah. That's probably a bit controversial to our brothers and sisters in Birmingham, but anyway, I always say Manchester. Anyway, that's it.